Welcome to another edition of the Cuz I Have To podcast. This one we get to eat, which we're very excited about. We have Chef Michael Antonorsi on, who happens to be a chocolatier. Before we get into the huge podcast here, Michael, welcome aboard.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
We're so excited that you were sending us some samples, and we were worried about chocolate samples, and we were worried that we weren't going to get them in time. And literally 15 minutes before, guess what? Chocolate samples arrived.
Yeah.
So it's
Perfect.
very exciting.
Perfect timing.
You're gonna talk to us about chocolate, about how you are living your greatest passions, and we're gonna taste some delicious chocolate. So welcome aboard.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, Chef Michael. With Chuao, right? That's how you pronounce it.
Perfectly pronounced, yes. You chew and say wow. Chew wow.
And it's spelled Chuao. People are looking it up. Okay, so just to give a little background for us, we happen to find a delicious piece of chocolate. It's one of the ones in the sampler. It's called Firecracker. And it has a little bit of got pop rocks in it, but we found it at a liquor store, really nice, fancy liquor store in LA. What is the store called, Jason?
Melrose, yeah.
Melrose. It's on Melrose.
Yeah.
So we saw you had a great story on the back about becoming a chocolatier, and that's why you're on the program. We have people who like live their biggest passions, and we want to hear your story. We want other people to hear it. So start us off. Where did it all begin?
It all began because I had to. And
Perfect.
I was born in Venezuela. So I'm from Venezuela with a German mother and a Venezuelan father. And I kind of went through my early life in this stage of trying to impress your parents and moved really quickly. By 16, I was out of high school. Came to the US, and then I did biomedical engineering at UCSD. And then by 21, I was back home. Then I got an MBA, then started computer networking and telecommunications business. And all that big rat race running crazy, all I wanted to do was to cook. Actually, when I graduated from college, thinking that my dad would be very proud of having a biomedical engineer son, I wouldn't even give him the chance to say, Dad, I just want to go cook. So I didn't give him the opportunity to say yes or no. I just assumed he was going to say no. So I went on and it continued my rat race until I was able to afford myself my passion. But all I wanted to do was just cook. So when I was 36 or so, I had businesses. I've been always an entrepreneur. And I was able to kind of sell some stuff off and pass it over. And I uprooted my family and went to Paris to become a chef. Found that love that I had for the cuisine and the French, who have kind of like the architects of culinary arts. So, and of course, I love the French language, and everything around the food and everything over there is magnificent. So I took my family, went to Paris, and went to the best school I could find to become a chef. And then I specialized in chocolate making and pastry making. So then my brother and I, who have done business from the past, we started thinking, okay, what do we do next? So San Diego was, of course, UCSD alma mater. My brother's married to a San Diegan, so we decided to come down to San Diego. And what we wanted to do, we went from high tech, low margins to low tech, higher margins. And that was, chocolate. I was going to do a restaurant, but I didn't think that I wanted to be out my feet until like 1 a.m. every day. So chocolate was actually the right thing to do. Additionally, we come from Venezuela, and Venezuela is kind of like the bedrock of one of the finest cacaos in the world. And, my heritage and my great-grandfather had a cacao plantation. So we wanted to bring some of that cacao kind of expression into the United States, into San Diego, with the European techniques and stuff like that. So we started making bonbons and truffles in Encinitas in 2002. So we're turning 20 this year.
Wow.
We're literally an adult company now. We went through all the tantrums. We went through all the arrogant years of narcissism, teenagehood. And now I think we are mature. So we're more stable now.
That's amazing. I mean, I would agree that 20 years, that seriously, let's just give a little.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's been a journey.
I believe that.
We are starting to see your chocolates in all kinds of stores everywhere. So that's pretty wild. I thought we just kind of like fell upon it in this liquor store, but then all of a sudden we're like, wow, there it is again, and there it is again. So you really are expanding. That's cool.
Yeah, we're working on it. It's been a roller coaster as every business, but when I saw the name of your podcast, I thought, yeah, because I just had to, and it took me 36 years to be able to do what I had to. So I just encourage people out there to do it earlier. If they find their passion aligned with the work that they can do, then do that. Don't do anything else just because it pays more or whatever, because then actually your work becomes play, as you guys know, right? You guys enjoy your work and it's in line with your passion. So, so that's definitely my recommendation out there.
So do you regret at all going to college and getting your what was it?
Well, that's a good question, because maybe I needed to have these building blocks to be able to, there's multiple things happening. Your personal maturity is not quite there yet. So going to college is always a good thing to gain that, socializing and learning responsibilities and somehow work directed, tools and talents. But in general, I don't really regret anything in my life. I think my ego was fully satisfied when I was doing businesses and selling businesses and do that. And then my passion became satisfied when I went to culinary school. So right now, I mix them both. It's hard to mix business and passion because sometimes one takes over and it's sometimes the business. So then you start having to call your passion back up again because you're like, hey, I'm losing it. I don't feel as excited anymore. But it's working, and I think usually the swings of businesses are usually associated with the fact that they don't align. When you're aligned more into the business side, my experience is that the business starts getting more little down. When you align with your passion side, then your business starts rocking because you bring that energy into the business. So, but sometimes we get greedy and we're looking at the money and we're looking at we're scared and we're looking at cash flow, so it's a little bit of a dance. It's been a fun dance.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a nice dance.
Yeah, it's got to be hard to keep the balance of all that. You want to make money, but you also don't want to lose the heart of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, tough one. But the good thing is that I'm doing it in chocolate. So I'm really fortunate. Yeah, so you could do it. You could do it making some widgets or whatever, or some electronics or whatever, but chocolate is good and it makes everybody happy. So that really keeps us fueled. So like when we started the company, we're typical entrepreneurship, kind of really full of ourselves. And we thought that we could do everything the way we wanted and not forget about completely the clientele. So at first, for instance, we choose a name that nobody can pronounce because I didn't know that in the United States, putting 3 vowels together was so hard, Chuao, like luau. So it can be called Chao, Chi, Cho, Chihuahua, any Cho name you want. Then our tagline was unusual, unexpected, and delicious chocolate. And I didn't think that for America, unusual and unexpected is not welcomed, but delicious is. Yeah, that's just, it's for the trailblazers, but in general, if you want to go broad market, you want to connect with them. But I didn't know that. I was a very self-centered, egocentric entrepreneur. Yeah. Well, you pay. You feel that ego, and then at the end you're gonna pay. It always happens. So now I'm beginning to kind of be a little bit more chill.
So did you take out unusual and unexpected from your?
Oh yeah, and then we went from unusual, unexpected, and delicious to arousing your senses with deliciously chocolate experiences. And I didn't really connect the fact that in the United States, arousal is usually associated with sexual arousal. I wanted to express like the arousal of your senses where you eat a chocolate and you feel all the things and layers going on. So second miss. But then one moment, I had an aha moment, and I realized when I saw the joy that everybody had when they ate the chocolates, I realized that we're actually really not in business to sell anything. We're in the business of joy. So then we created for the company an intention, which is to share joy with the world through deliciously engaging chocolate experiences. So when you share joy is really very dynamic. So you can then other people share it with other people. So at that point, everything changed, and whatever was going a little rocky started climbing up, and we started really lining up the passion with intention, with what really we are all about, which is really feeling alive and enjoying the pleasures of life.
Wow.
Absolutely. I mean, everything you're saying, I'm just like, okay, yeah. What else? What else you got? Keep on telling me more, man. It's so, this is why we do the podcast, because when we meet people like you, it's such a beautiful, mind-blowing experience to hear and listen and
Very
see. Like,
inspiring.
yeah, it
No,
really
thank you so
is.
much. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, thank you. I mean, just your packaging is great. It's so like it
I
catches
love
the eye.
I love the line. I think it's on your website. Chocolate is our love and joy is our life. Join the movement.
Oh yeah.
Hashtag crafted with joy.
Yes.
Exactly. It's just there's no discussion. You know, when we're in business, you get into competition, and then you're like, oh, my chocolate is darker than yours, or the origin, or larger, or cheaper, or whatever. Oh, that's so tiring. That's super tiring. But then when I went to Joy, we're here to share joy. If you're sharing joy, then you're a partner. You're not a competitor. I'm not really
Right.
going to go fight into those money games and this yours better than me or what. No, you want to deliver on the promise of sharing joy, and we do it our way. You do it your way, making the world a more joyful place.
Very true. I couldn't agree more. Wow.
I did want to, for people listening, I just want to tell them all the different kind of flavors of chocolate that you have. Like just potato chip, sprinkle dreams, oh my s'mores, salted chocolate crunch. I mean, are you getting hungry, everybody? Honeycomb, mintfully brownie, spicy. Is it Maya? Spicy Maya?
Spicy Maya, yeah,
Yeah.
that's that was our first chocolate bar.
Oh,
That
really?
bar we Yes, that one we created in homage to the Aztecs and the Mayas, and thinking that if they would be around now, what would they eat? So of course started adding spices, and pasilla chili to give a little more earthiness, and cayenne pepper and cinnamon. So it's a really nice combination. And I discovered with that bar that actually when you try it, which I don't know who has the chocolates, but you should try
Yeah, should we try
it.
it right now? I believe I
Well,
Yeah.
we
have
could
it
we
right
could do
here.
it. We could do a tasting from the beginning to the end. That one is the second to the last one that we try,
Oh,
but
okay.
it's okay. But you feel how it warms up your throat really nicely. The cayenne pepper just heats your throat. It doesn't really destroy your palate, so you can have
Yeah.
more.
We both like, I mean, Jason loves spice, but I'm getting into
Yeah.
spice myself, so I look forward to
I
tasting
like
that
it a
one.
little too much. It's it's probably
Yeah.
not good for my insides.
Well,
Yeah,
some people say it's cleansing. Some people say it's actually quite a medicine. But I
yeah.
get
No, I would agree with
Cleans out your
that. Yeah.
system.
It's like they
That's for
say that
sure.
the
Yeah.
difference between medicine and poison is the dosage.
Right.
So maybe not so much.
That's funny.
Right. Yeah. I
That goes
need to
well
go
with
less
wine too.
dosage.
Yeah, maybe we need to dose less on wine and whiskey.
Yes.
But
Well, and the chocolate goes real well with those for sure.
Well,
yeah, I was gonna
I said to Jason, I don't want to, obviously we wouldn't eat all of these, but I'm like, we better save a lot of this because I want to taste these with wine and different things. I saw
yeah.
you have on your site, like, what's really great is that people can actually buy this tasting box,
Yep.
and you also have suggestions of what to pair with them. And I love that with the dark chocolate, you wrote an old fashioned, which is one of our favorite drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. These tastings I do, this little taste of joy is a little box. Actually, it's become very popular with COVID because I do little like a Zoom call, and
Oh,
I do a virtual tasting,
Oh my
and I've done
God.
it with a lot
Yeah.
of companies. Yeah, with Ernst and Young and Qualcomm and Sony and different companies, and they get their people. Everybody gets their chocolate case, and then I go through a tasting, and we go from the beginning to the end and tell the story. And then I collect a fee, which actually then I donate to Feeding San Diego COVID chapter, because
oh wow.
the reason we're meeting on Zoom is because of COVID, and we're doing well with COVID, but a lot of people are not. So that we can help them out, and everybody gets to eat chocolate and hear the stories, and it's actually quite fun.
That what's the most negative thing about you?
Is there
36
anything?
years ago when you had
Is
an
there any
ego?
bad stuff?
Yeah.
There's never bad
Seriously.
stuff.
You're too kind.
You're I'm not even
Uh,
kidding, man. Your positivity is so real, and it's kind of refreshing and very like heartfelt and warming. So I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
no, you're too kind. You're too kind.
It's
Maybe
I
it's because it's
mean
Thursday. We're close to the weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit of everything, I'm sure. You're not wrong, but it is you as well.
Well, I mean, you seem like, even we were talking about, you guys were sending us samples so we could taste them during the podcast. And I emailed this morning. I said, hey, I don't know if they're going to come in time. Should we reschedule? And you're like, hey, it's fine. We can do it with them, without them. The universe will provide. And they did 15
It
minutes before.
absolutely.
Michael knew, the chef knew it would
That's
all be
right.
fine.
Yeah.
Chef,
Well,
yeah.
in time you start realizing that there's a lot you cannot do,
Yeah.
and actually the more energy, especially when it depends on postal office you send and everything, and then getting worried about it and getting all stressed out never really adds any value. So,
Sure.
maybe that's my age thing that's getting me a little bit more clear in that, because I used to push a lot before and try to get things my way. But then, you start understanding the flow of the universal energy of everything, and you get into the flow, and then all of a sudden everything happens. Like traveling with COVID, how complicated is that? So you can get really in your head and get all stressed out, or you can just say, hey, I'm just going to read my things, do my things, and boom, and everything works. So here the same, I wish inside, I really wanted them to arrive. But, I understand that, it's just letting it go and just go with trust the process.
That's right. And I think because you did that, it arrived right on time.
Exactly. And no energy was wasted.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, none. Zero. We were just like, okay, well, if it doesn't come, it doesn't. Oh, it's here.
Should we start our tasting here, or what's the story?
Well, if you would like to, yes. We can start with the first one, which would be the potato chip.
Oh,
I do love a potato chip chocolate.
I can't wait to try that.
So many, I've got to find it.
I think it's
Yeah.
So the potato chip that's a 41% milk chocolate. We add dark chocolate to the milk chocolate, and that one, you grab a piece and then you just start eating it. And at first you're going to have a lot of chocolate front, so it's like 80% of the whole mix is actually chocolate. But then you have to. This is another philosophical lesson. We need to just go slow. So as you continue eating the chocolate, you kind of clean it in your mouth, and you continue. You have a lot of chocolate with a lot of crunch, some little salty notes. Stop. You're proving me right now. because what happens is that right now you just went through the chocolate phase. As you clear your mouth and there's almost nothing left, as you blow through your nose, you're going to get all the elements of the potato chips, right? So, but you have to really take your time through the experience, because otherwise, if you eat another piece of chocolate, then you're just going to stay in the front note of the chocolate, and you're never going to get to fully experience the flavor profile of the chocolate, right? So again, kind of like going slower in life helps us see the nuances of things. So as you blow through your nose, you see how you get the potato chips as you clear your mouth, and then you're ready for another piece. So there's a little bit of a ruling here, a little bit of instructions. Yes, you can.
Go slow, Slater.
That's good.
But
so then that one maybe with a beer would be good. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the saltiness. Oh man, I'd probably do a little
ale.
Modelo with this, or a brown ale.
A brown ale, a brown Modelo, yes, but not
Negra Modelo. That's
Negra
one of my
Modelo
favorites.
would be great. Yeah.
I love that. My
that
God,
work.
The journey of start putting it in your mouth to the exhale at the end. With seriously, that you literally nailed it, man. You're not just a chocolatier, you are a freaking wizard. This is incredible.
Well, the thing is that in your mouth, all you see is, you detect saltiness, sweetness, bitterness, and stuff like that. But all your memories are in your nose. So,
Sure.
You got to wait till that olfactory system engages into the nuances of your experience. And then you remember and you recall. So we have, if you see the packaging, we have a very mouth-watering picture there. But, it's not clearly a bowl of potato chips with chocolate. It is actually a chocolate bar with potato chips. But the idea is that you finish the picture, especially when you take the time to do the experience slowly, and then you eventually know that it is a potato chip chocolate bar.
Right, man.
That's very good.
That is delicious. I know.
What's the next one?
I was going to say
the next one would be the Sprinkle Dreams.
Oh, sprinkle! I see it. Oh yeah.
So that one is sort of like inspired by when you're eating an ice cream cone and you're left with the little butt of the cone, and you always have that waffle and chocolate stuff like that. That's what I try to emulate with this experience. So again, a slow process of chewing on this chocolate where you get a lot of crunch from the waffle and all of that stuff. And we put hazelnuts in it. So because the hazelnuts, I feel, go really well with chocolate. In the United States, it's mostly almonds with chocolate, but in Europe, it's more hazelnut. And I find it very elegant. So here at the end of the experience, when you kind of blow through your nose, you start getting a little bit of those hazelnut notes start, coming up and giving you that elegant layer of hazelnut.
I'm a big hazelnut fan, and whenever we do go to Europe, I'm gonna go nuts with hazelnut.
Yeah, they do. Oh my God, and the Italian hazelnuts.
Oh, they go. That's where
crazy.
we've been wanting to go to Italy for.
COVID has crunched our Italy trip.
It did. It stopped it immediately. It just was like, sorry, bye.
Yeah, and they're not doing well. They're pretty strict. They're actually the most strict country in Europe right now.
Yeah, right.
But it'll happen. It'll open up. It'll open up, and you'll be there.
That's right. Just like we got our chocolates.
When the time is
right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
At the right moment. So the next one would be the s'mores, if you want to go for that one.
Oh yeah.
And the s'mores it's a funny development because at first, I have our brand director. He started this guerrilla campaign and just started posting inspirational boards everywhere. My office, the corridors, everywhere. America needs s'mores, like people around the bonfire roasting marshmallows. It's like, oh, more s'mores and s'mores. And I'm like, I don't know how to do this with this s'more. I can't put it inside the chocolate, the marshmallows. Right. And then I got these little vegan marshmallows made in Chicago. And I started thinking, and I did the next bad thing, which is I started putting the marshmallows on top. So what happened was curious is like my branding director proved me wrong, because this bar became and is our number one selling bar. So again, instead of unusual and unexpected, remember that it's familiar what counts. And it's really good because you get the crunch and the marshmallow, you get all the textures and stuff. And then of course, when you're doing a process where you're putting marshmallows on top of the chocolate bars by hand, then if you do more, it becomes more complicated. But we're having fun putting and placing marshmallows on top, and it is really a signature bar right now for us.
Yeah, that's
great.
Really. I mean, okay, all of them are delicious. Seriously, but this one is like just kind of a different level, which I guess is why you're like, okay, this is the next one, and there's a reason. There's a reason why this is the next one.
I want to take a little kitchen torch and like.
Oh yeah.
And just I know. That would be perfect if you could have him somehow a little bit caramelized like that. That would be perfect. Yes. We tried. We thought about that and we tried, and it wouldn't work out.
Yeah. Well, that's all right. It's still incredible. So.
What's the next one?
The next one would be by the way, the s'mores one, actually, you guys are on the East Coast, or where are you?
We're in LA.
No. Yeah, LA.
Oh, you're in LA. Okay. So no, because we have them they're going to be in Costco in the Midwest. Okay, so the next one would be, now we're going to have to go into the dark chocolate side. So the first one is the salted chocolate crunch. That one is, again, same system. That's a 60% dark chocolate, and it's our formula that is made for us. And it has Venezuelan cacao inside, which kind of gives it a little bit of acidity. So when you start eating this chocolate, you start feeling there's going to be salivation around the tongue, in the sides of the tongue. So it's activating your glands, and that acidity I find interesting because it gives a little bit more of a fruity type of chocolate flavor profile to the chocolate, not so cacao pudding kind of thing. This one, again, a lot of crunch. Again, you go slow. At first, you have a lot of chocolate, and then at the end, once you have cleared your mouth, you blow, and then you get the aroma of toasted bread. So that one was actually, when I was young, growing up, my mom would take me to the tennis club and we'll play tennis, and we go to the cafeteria for snacks. And this is the absolutely most epic snack. You get a nice piece of baguette, you get a chocolate bar, you put it inside, and you put it on a panini press. And you let it sit there, you make a panini, so it makes nice crunchy outside, and the chocolate melts inside. And this is what we would eat when we were young, before Nutella existed. Wow. And so I wanted to kind of recreate that experience. And I don't know if I can squeeze in another anecdote, with this whole arrogance of being an entrepreneur and being self-centered. I called this bar originally panko because it has panko breadcrumbs. And I thought, of course, everybody knows what panko is, right? And then, and the packaging was kind of golden, didn't have a picture, it said panko. So when we decided to do the rebranding and completely change our packaging into something really that conveys and connects with people quickly, we changed the name of that chocolate bar to Salted Chocolate Crunch. This was because I did a thing with Godiva nationwide, and they told me, no, your names that nobody could pronounce had to be changed to things that are more familiar to the market. Another thing that we learned in this process. So this one we call Salted Chocolate Crunch, and we put a picture of this, bread in front with the chocolate. And so when we got the new packaging, when we did rebranding, I asked my salesperson to go to the first market that we had closed and to change all the old product to put new product in to see how quickly it starts turning. When he's doing that, a woman comes by and says, "Oh my God, I love the Salted Chocolate Crunch." And he was, "Oh, thank you so much. He was going to volunteer more information." And she says, "Oh, by the way, I hated the panko." So here for all the marketing students, and I did an MBA, and I didn't learn anything about marketing clearly. And so from the same exact bars, just changing the packaging and the name went from hate to love.
Wow.
So that was kind of like a good learning in the process. So marketing, packaging, quick connection, super important that I learned. It's not all about, killing it. Yeah, well, I'm so funny. Nobody gets your joke if it's a foreign joke.
Right. It was like a marketing placebo almost. You're just like, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love it. Well, we didn't change a thing.
All right, what's the next one?
The next one is going to be the Honeycomb.
Oh yeah.
Jason's been waiting to try.
I've been waiting my whole life to try this.
He was praying.
I really was. I was like, let it be, please.
That one is a really good one to pair up with a single malt Scotch.
Ooh.
Probably American whiskeys also, if they have caramel notes to them.
Yeah.
So that one is made with what we call a confectionery honeycomb, which is caramelized honey with the sugar, and then we put baking soda, and it starts bubbling up. Yeah, that's the one. And that gets the thing that we pour over cooling tables, and it gets crystallized. So it has a honeycomb type structure, which makes it crunchy but not hard. So it's not gonna break your teeth. In this one, particularly, you get a lot of honey front notes from the get-go.
Wow.
You get the crunch and chocolate. So that one we've had in American Airlines with the cheese platter for a while now.
Oh wow.
And it is with COVID everything is kind of convoluted, but it's a good one to get when you get the cheeses.
How long has that flavor been out?
Oh, at least I don't know. I would say 7 years, if not more.
Okay. I'm not kidding. When we went on, remember that one flight we took to New York? Oh, it might have been 2018. We had to catch an American Airlines flight, and they gave us, and it came with one of these.
Yeah, that's where. Yeah, 2018 we were full on. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. These are
mix these with cheese and wine.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And finish with a little single malt Scotch or something.
I was gonna say which we do have. So
looking forward to drinking later.
Yeah, exactly.
So the next one is the green one, the Mintfully Brownie.
Another one I was looking forward to.
That one has a cute story because I had these little mini cookies, and it has a mint on top. Again, another great idea.
Yeah.
The production manager doesn't like. So I had these little cookies that I just had to do something with them because they're crunchy, Oreo-like kind of thing. But I couldn't. So I wanted to do a brownie, and I wanted to do a crunchy brownie. And I couldn't figure out what to do, so I kind of put it aside. And then I received a letter from Vista Middle School and a teacher, and she wrote me and saying like they had this thing that they do the Science Week project, and the students decided to choose our brand and create a chocolate bar as a project. So they did a whole study. They came out with a mint brownie bar. She sent me this letter. I read this. And I'm like, oh my God, so cute. And then I'm like, oh my God, that's perfect. That's the idea. So I go immediately to the kitchen, start working on ideas and stuff like that. Then I call the school, and all these 20 kids come. And I wanted to share them my prototypes, and of course we had 2 hours of unstoppable R&D session. They were throwing information and names and mixes and all kinds of combinations, amazing stuff. They did a whole tour in the factory. They ate a lot of chocolate. The parents still remember that because they got home quite wired, and it was wonderful because we could get their feedback also to finish up the project. And I wanted them to have a sense that this project is not just get tossed, but actually they can influence the production of a commercially viable product. So it was a wonderful collaboration, and it's amazing how these kids are just so quick and quickly. You know, again, they were offering ingredients like matcha. Like, who is 11-year-old and drinks and has matcha? You know, only in California, I suppose.
Yeah, that is a California thing for sure.
Yeah, that has a delicious mint in it.
That is so good. I know, and you're not as big of a fan as I am with mint chocolate or any type of mint with chocolate. So
too. Like
it's so
that one is difficult to pair with anything alcoholic. I would say with a coffee. That'd be a good one with a coffee.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow morning, bright and early, we're cracking that open.
So the next one is the spicy Maya, where we talked a little bit before. So that one is just a beautiful combination of cinnamon, chilies, cayenne pepper warming on your throat. We had that one, or we have that one as a hot chocolate mix too. So actually you can even get a bar and melt it down with milk, and you can make your hot chocolate. And it's great because you get now the temperature and the heat of the cayenne pepper. So now as you eat this one, you'll see it's something I didn't know before either. You know, we created this bar about 10 years ago. Nobody was putting chilies in chocolate then. And when I did this, I didn't really know that cayenne pepper, at least with the chocolate, only affects your throat. It just warms up your throat. That's it. It doesn't really go into your palate. It's not like, oh my God, it's hot, nothing. It's just a warming sensation in your throat. And that's what I found super interesting with this. So when you have it also as a hot chocolate, then you get this warming sensation in your throat, plus the temperature. That one is not pairable with alcohol, I do not believe. Maybe like a nice stout beer.
Cinnamon.
The cinnamon, you know, would have to be like a good stout beer or something where the cinnamon would also kind of play with it, or a porter or something like that.
Yeah.
That could work.
Something dark and full.
Coffee-ish kind of, yeah.
Yep, coffee stout even. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know if we've had this one. If we did, it would have been no? Okay.
I don't remember the cinnamon.
I don't remember the cinnamon either. But I do remember the label. Maybe it was just like, oh wow. Man.
So the last one but not least, I think it'll be a great finale, is the Firecracker.
Oh yeah.
That one has also has its stories, but please do not put it in your mouth until I tell you. Okay? I know I hate to sound so bossy, but it is actually, it needs to be explained before you do it, because we're gonna actually, if I would do it together with you guys, but I've done it so many times I know exactly what's gonna happen. Okay. So, but what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab a piece of chocolate, you put it in your mouth, and you're gonna bite only once. And then you're gonna push with your tongue the broken chocolate to your palate, and you're gonna move your tongue and just kind of rub it and just let it go. Slowly, you can decide how fast you wanna go or how much pause or what happens. You control your experience together with the chocolate, which you cannot control. Okay, so now grab a nice piece and put it in your mouth, and then you could close your eyes. Yeah, a nice piece, a nice big piece. Not the whole bar, but a nice piece.
I took the whole piece. Well, just this
okay, one bite.
Piece. One bite, push it up with your tongue, and then just let it melt and let it happen, and close your eyes. And just kind of go, and you can decide if you want to rub, or you want to just do a little rub and wait. You can kind of, and then you let it all happen, and you try to see in how many places in your brain and mind this is popping.
That was a wild sensation.
I'm going to be totally honest. We just ate this bar 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I did exactly as you just told us how to do.
Oh, perfect.
He's someone that lets chocolate melt in his mouth. I'm like, what do you do? You eat it.
No. And I'm like, you don't just open it and throw it down and be like, well, that was good. Was it? Did you have fun swallowing it whole?
The crackling is so loud, I feel like you guys should be able to hear it.
I know.
Yeah. So the reason why I give this instruction is because if you grab this piece of chocolate and you start just chomping with your teeth, you're going to crack all these sugar crystals, and you're going to hear now a random one, but you're not going to let it do what it came to do.
Oh my God.
So
it just went nuts.
These are carbonated sugar crystals, so pop rocks, right? And they put CO2 inside this little sugar crystal, and then the saliva in your mouth starts melting it and makes the skin of the sugar crystal so thin that the pressure can pop. If you crush it with your teeth, then you just crush it, and then that, the fun is gone.
Takes away, right? Yeah, exactly.
That was very.
No, that's I am such a savor. I savor every little last bite, second, experience, taste, smell, whatever it is. I savor it to the end. I even love it when it starts going in my throat and it starts
it starts
a little
still
bit.
popping here along here. Yeah. From ear to ear.
Yeah.
I know. I like to say that we do sort of like a chocolate meditation. So if you close your ears and your eyes, your mind is no way going to go anywhere. It's just going to be amused by what's happening.
Yeah.
Man, it's such an experience. Holy moly.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that one was actually the creation of that one was, I'm going to finish with this last anecdote because I thought it was, important. When I finished culinary school, I took a group of friends from the graduate culinary school in Paris to San Sebastian, southern Spain, a place everybody should put in their bucket list, best food in the world. And we went to this kind of tour, 3 Michelin star restaurants and stuff. So we went to this Michelin star restaurant called Accolades. We sit down for lunch and we get this little dish, amuse-bouche dish, or like a welcome dish, with 2 little blood sausages and a little sauce. And we eat this, and it had Pop Rocks or popping candy, right? So it starts sizzling in your mouth, and you feel like they're melting, and feel like you're sautéing. Something's happening in your mouth. And we were blown away. We're coming from France, where it's very classical cuisine. And then we see this meal going, just plate after plate of incredible stuff. So when the chef comes out to say hello, I asked him, "Hey, chef, tell me what's the inspiration behind that first little amuse-bouche dish?" And he says, "Well, you know what? When people come here, they're talking business or they're talking politics. They could go for the whole meal and not know what they ate. But the moment I give them this little amuse-bouche dish, from then on, everything is about the meal." So I thought that was brilliant. And I took that piece of information, wanted to do that. Took me a while to get these non-flavored Pop Rocks, and finally did that for a holiday only, and it was supposed to be just for the holidays for New Year's, but then it translated into our most iconic chocolate bar, and we have it in truffle format also.
Oh wow!
Truffle form? Oh my god!
That was the original. It's sort of like a chipotle chili chocolate fudge that is coated with chocolate and popping candy.
I do love chipotle peppers in general. Like I'll just get a can and mix it together and make some, make a sauce of some sort. So when it's chocolate involved with it, that makes me excited.
I think we need to sign you up for our tasting panel.
Yeah.
Hey man, don't you dare say that, because I will be down there. I will be down there. I'm a taste panel of anything: food, chocolate, booze, whatever you want. I will assist and I will enjoy it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, we're at the part of the program where it's 5 o'clock somewhere, where we ask you 5 quick questions to get to know you better. Are you ready, Chef Michael?
I'm ready.
Okay, this might be a 2-parter. Question number 1: you can only have 1 piece of chocolate for the rest of your life. What kind is it?
Kind being milk, dark chocolate, whatever, something like that.
Yeah, like, you know, you have all different kind of flavors. Maybe there's a certain type of chocolate that someone else makes that you also really love. But you can only eat that 1 kind for the rest of your life.
I would go with our chocolate, of course, a triple nut temptation. Wow. And actually, it's funny because it's the most classic chocolate that we make.
Oh, nice.
Really? That is funny.
Yeah.
All right, we'll have to get that one too.
My second part on that question would be, what type of food, if you had to eat the 1 type of food for the rest of your life, what kind would it be? Not dessert-like, but regular meals.
Oh, I already do that. Cheese.
I'm a big fan of cheese as well. Yeah.
Yeah, we are cheese fans. Any specific cheese, or just
any?
Oh,
just any in abundance. Yeah.
Okay, got it. Yeah. Question number 2: as a chef, is there any food that you can't stand?
Well, yes, there used to be. When I wasn't vegetarian, I would eat meats, but I could not stand internal organs like livers and kidneys and never.
It. Or monkey bread? Have you ever had that?
Don't even know what that is.
How about a tongue of some sort?
Yeah, no, no, none of those organs.
Yeah.
Now I don't eat anything because I'm a vegetarian. But
Yeah.
in the past, yes, at least a muscle.
Yeah, there. Okay, there you go. That's a good answer.
Okay, question number 3, which you may have tapped in on this already. Where is the most beautiful place you've ever been?
Oh, so many. And I gotta be biased in Venezuela, actually. So, beachside, it's called Los Roques, which is an archipelago right in front of the coast of Venezuela, part of Venezuela. Comparable to any Bali kind of a Maldives style, but it's Caribbean. Or then the jungle, where you go to like the Angel Falls and this area where the Amazon is absolutely mesmerizing. So I've been fortunate to grow up and visiting both.
Yeah, we got to put that on the go-to list.
Yeah.
What's the first question number 4? What's the first thing you do when you wake up?
The first thing I do, oh, really? I go to the bathroom.
What's the second thing you do?
I try to keep it clean.
Yeah.
The second thing I do, I go out and turn the heater on so I can start warming up a space where I sit and meditate.
Nice. That's a great answer. I love that.
Okay, our final question, question number 5. What is the best advice you can give someone who is seeking joy? How do they do it? Some people have trouble, actually.
Yeah, I know. I think focusing on how grateful you can be for everything you have around you, starting from your 10 fingers in your hands to absolutely everything that you're able to see, touch, and eat and be. Because I think joy is, for me, gratitude in action. So if you're grateful, you can have laughter. If you're not grateful, you cannot have laughter. So that's kind of like, if you can focus on that, I think joy just comes on its own.
That was beautiful. You've been a really great, lovely spirit to have on our podcast.
Thank you.
Because you are living your
Yes.
dreams.
Exactly. When you have to, you cannot do what you cannot do. You cannot not do.
That's right. No, that's right. I do hope to meet one day, and I will be your guinea pig if you'd like, and your tester.
Well, you guys are welcome in San Diego. Once we are a little bit more open to come and do a little tour in the factory, we can eat chocolate. We can design a chocolate together. We can do whatever.
Oh my God, that would be unbelievable.
That would be fun. Do you do that? Do you have people that would be a neat thing to have people come in and for the day they can design a little chocolate?
We used to have little classes where you could design your own chocolate bars and people come with families. So we had a lot of going on. Right now we just have a boutique open that we had closed for like 20 months. And you can see the factory. We used to do public tours twice a day. So now it's only like very special occasions when small, because we don't, everybody knows where COVID is right now. So.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, thank you, Chef Michael Antonorsi. Did I get that right?
Nice. Perfect.
Nailed it.
The Chuao Chocolatier. It's been a joy having you on, and thank you for sharing your passion and all your beautiful insights on life.
Well, thank you for having me. It was a pleasure to share this joy with you. And actually, I take all the joy you share with me, so that charges me up too.
Beautiful.
That's beautiful. Yeah, if you want to find out more, you can go to the website Chuao Chocolatier. That's CHUAO, ChuaoChocolatier.com. You guys are also on Instagram, I believe, under just the name Chuao Chocolatier.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being on.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. You have a great weekend.
Thanks. You as well.
Be well and stay joyful.
That's right. And namaste. Gotta end it with that.
Namaste.
Welcome to the Afterpod, where we talk about our guests after they leave the room. Should we have called him Chef Mike? Do you think he ever goes by Mike?
Chef Mikey D. Hey, Mikey.
It's funny, just in some of the email exchanges, I got the vibe he was very woo-woo in a very positive way, because I love that stuff. But I think even at the bottom of his email, it said, wait, I had it written down here. P.S. Everything will be all right if you let go. So he's very, I felt like we got a lot of great vibe from that guy, besides all the great chocolate he gave us.
Oh my gosh, this
great
is
vibes and just a great example that, you know, he started out studying biomedical something or other, engineering, I don't even know what a biomedical engineer does. But it went from that and was like, you know what? Oh, I just want to make stuff, food. And he's smart. You know what? I'll have to email him. I didn't even tell him that my two brothers are French chefs and he's got to go to their restaurants.
I was gonna bring it up, but I kind of just wanted him to, you know, explain his thing and do it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What I should have done also was put this guy up and go, oh my God, look at how good looking he is.
That looks better than you had during the whole thing. You had like that.
I know, the blur, I realized.
Blur, and you're like on a green screen and you look different than everybody else.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Just saying.
Okay.
That kind of looks cool, although it's a little distracting.
It is a little bit.
Look at that. Your rock star self.
Hey, buddy.
You like tap it. Hey, guys.
Yeah, hey, guys. Hey. All right, there we go.
The chocolates were all delicious. Do you have a favorite of those? Normally, I would say my favorite was the Firecracker, but that's only because we ate it so much.
I'm not sad, but I'm a little sad that he didn't want to dive into these.
Well, it's not part of the tasting. Those were two extras that he sent us. Should we take a bite?
That he
do a
kindly
bite right now.
Well, hold on. Yeah, which one do you want to do first?
Golden Goddess.
Yeah, of course. Although maybe we should just open one.
Well, but we're both here. So
yeah, you're right.
Opening Golden Goddess, which is caramelized sugar and pure 100% cacao nibs.
Dazzle and sweet white chocolate. W mother effing TF.
Now we're opening up these other two because
we have to. Remember though, you got to go slow and you got to enjoy.
Now that he's gone, I can do whatever I want. This is why I didn't get into. I almost considered getting into the wine business, but after, oh my gosh, I took that wine tasting class.
Yeah.
And we had to taste like 40 wines a day, and I'm like, look, I just want to drink a glass of wine. I want to taste them all and swish it and not swallow it. And
oh my God, this is insane.
Oh.
Oh my God. Holy chateau.
Golden goodness. I think I said, did I say goddess before?
Yeah.
Golden goodness. It's hard to see. It's backwards.
It is hard. There we go.
That is very good. That might be surprising.
Wow. I could see that with that one might be good with a whiskey, a beer for sure.
We gotta dig into the carrot cake.
Oh yeah. I know. I'm like, I'll show. Michael's such a rad dude. And when you listen to this, Michael, I hope you do. Seriously, man. No, I'm not even kidding. He was such a incredible
great meals. You know what? I'm gonna say, let's just come over for dinner. How about that?
Yeah.
All right, now I'm checking out the carrot cake, which is something I would never consider buying.
Oh my God. That smells incredible.
Oh wow.
Gotta go slow.
Boy, really the flavors explode in your mouth.
That's what he's nailed.
Wow.
With these chocolates, he nailed the flavors to a freaking T.
Wow.
Oh my God. This is insane. What?
It's very good.
Literally. As it finishes.
Oh, I just kept eating.
You'd be so disappointed in you right
I'm
now.
sorry, Michael.
When it gets to the end, it literally turns into a carrot cake like batter with
Yeah.
the icing.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Michael,
good.
you and your family and your team, I tip my cap to you. I swear.
It's kind of wild.
This is insane.
Like I was saying that, you know, when we found this in that, even though it was a fancy liquor store on Melrose,
Yeah.
I kind of thought we just fell upon this tiny little chocolate maker. So when I reached out to him, you know, I was kind of thinking it was this little guy, but then all of a sudden I started seeing the chocolate everywhere. I was like, oh.
You're like, oh, and then
now
he's
we
like
talked to him,
20
like,
years.
Oh, yeah, we had a deal with American Airlines, and now we're blah blah. I'm like, oh, now we're going to be in Costco in the Midwest. So it's Chuao, Chuao.
Which I was going to bring up to him, Chuao, because you chew and you're like, wow, that's what he said. But also I said it. Yeah, well, I also thought of Chuao cacao, like it sounds, you know.
A Chihuahua who likes cacao.
Mm-hmm.
Chuao.
Yo quiero cacao.
All right, well,
that was dumb.
He was fantastic, and this was really fun. And this makes me want to have more people who make things, and they can send us products while we eat during the podcast, because that must be enjoyable to listen to, right?
That's right. Yeah, we're like, how does that sound? It is fun though. It's because, well, first off, as I told him, we love stuff like this. We love food. We love chocolate. We love drinks. We love enjoyment. We enjoy enjoyment.
We love joy. We joy.
We love joy.
We find joy in enjoying.
Yeah. So the fact that it's like, hey, yeah, we'll send you some stuff, dude. You are.
If Whalebone Winery listens to us at all, we had them on. They didn't send us any wine. They're like, you guys are already members. We don't need to send you anything.
I know. They hook us up so hard when we go there. It's like, all right. Would you like to try everything 300 more times? Okay.
All right. Well, that's another amazing podcast with Chef
Seriously.
Michael Antonorsi, who is a chocolatier and chief joy activator at Chuao Chocolatier. So please find them wherever you purchase chocolates. Coming soon to Costco in the Midwest, and perhaps another American Airlines deal. Who knows?
That's right. Any flavor, buy it. The Firecracker we see that one a lot.
Oh, you know what I was going to say? Firecracker is my favorite, and especially after doing that whole thing.
The pop rock thing gets me nuts because it takes me back to childhood. I love that.
You know what was kind of fun was the s'mores. I'm not a huge s'mores person at all, but I really enjoyed the little marshmallow on top. That's nice.
But the graham cracker specks inside of it were the bread. Did you taste like the toasted burnt bread at the end?
Oh my
what the heck?
Now I want to get the bread
and do the freaking panini. I know.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, let's get a baguette. No big deal.
All right, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yes.
I think next week we might have the documentarian for the movie Lives Well Lived. We'll talk more about that at another time. Okay.
Thank you all.
Till next time, guys.
Peace out.
Chuao.
Chuao out.